What is going on, guys? It's Sage here, and episode 1, actually. I just realized the reason I'm even recording this is because my head is like currently all over the place, and like I need something to just, cool my head off, and I usually just do that by either playing games or editing or recording, and this counts as recording. Weirdly enough, gaming sometimes don't even make it for me anymore. Like I'm acting as if like the problems that I'm facing is like so dire to the point where I can't even live anymore. Like I can't, continue on and stuff. But like you know those times when the things that are in your head just weighs in on you so much to the point where you just feel tired the whole day, even though it's for example it's like finally your day off from work or like a school holiday or whatever, right? That's pretty much me currently. And sadly enough, gaming just doesn't feel satisfying currently. Like recently I've just been playing Valorant, and I think in this sort of headspace I won't be able to aim, and I would just be like a bad teammate overall. Like I wouldn't even say probably, I will definitely get tilted a lot easier than normal. And like even if I do manage to sort of maintain a cool-headed sort of condition state, I cannot see myself hitting heads left, right, and center. But yeah, episode 1. What an intro. Again, I say episode 1, I still don't know what to name this. Hopefully when this finally goes up, it does have a name. But surprisingly, right, maybe I wasn't clear enough in the pilot episode with like how, for example, I made this as a video, and also there's like a setting on YouTube where it's like it's not a playlist but like a podcast. I'm not really sure what that does, and like maybe I wasn't sort of like transparent enough, or like maybe I wasn't clear enough that I need a name for this. But at the same time, it's my sort of, like it's supposed to be me that's sort of naming this. But yeah, enough of that. I recorded this just to cool my head off. I just decide to turn on OBS and go back to Wallpaper engine. I still don't know what to put for like the background for this, because I'm really new to like this sort of type of recording style, I guess, in a way. Because say in when I'm making videos normally, right, I would still sort of make cuts, but I retake a lot of things. Like for example, in my Genshin videos or reviews, to be specifically, to be specific, my Genshin update and review videos, which I really want to do more, but it's not even possible because like I missed so many updates at this point. Like it's not even possible to make those anymore, sadly. But even then, Genshin is just not fun for me anymore, sadly. But yeah, anyway, with like scripts and whatnot, my workflow is usually to type the things that I want right? I usually use Word, Microsoft Word, but recently I decided to use Google Docs instead, so that whenever I do have ideas when I'm outside, further away from my laptop, I can still sort of put those ideas in and then re-edit them later when I'm back at home, or at the very least have access to a laptop, right? So yeah, and the sentences, like the script, like the things that I usually sort of put into those, like say, because it's a review, right? This is what I just do. So I play the game, right? And then I remember back in the beta days of Genshin, specifically, the reason why those 3 videos got so many views, and the script, the editing was, I loved it so much. To this day, it's still my favorite videos. Still my 3 favorite videos to make. Outside of update and review, the first one actually. Yeah. I'm sorry, getting out of topic again. What I did was actually very nerdy and like very sort of specific, where I played like just, like doing a session normally, like every other day you would any other game, right? But the difference is I would have a pen and a paper right in front of me. So whenever I find glitches or whatever, whenever I find like a good thing about the game, because, well, it was the beta test, and I felt like because I was invited to the beta test, I can, give feedback, and like I do as well, right? I did as well. That's why I made all those videos. Well, I actually brought it to Japan to sort of remind me. Sometimes I just like look at it and get motivated, and then just I have work tomorrow, so sometimes it gets to that point. And to be honest, it's kind of sad, but at the same time, reality is like that. That's why, in a sense, I'm trying my hardest to sort of find time here and there to edit again. And and like how that is different to the current thing that I'm trying to do right now, which is this sort of podcast radio thing. And the concept of not being able to really sort of take and like cut the bad parts of it and just leave it there uncut. Sometimes it's nerve-wracking, and for me it is currently. And the reason why I'm even talking this low is because, well, one of the reasons why I even made this was because someone asked me sort of like, hey, you should do it too, and I just listened. And the person that sort of said that isn't really the best at English, but I'm trying to sort of like make it so that everyone can listen to this at their own pace, and sort of like more chill vibe, even though I'm not sure I'm actually doing that or not. But yeah, that's pretty much what I'm trying to do with this. And again, it's just fun for me to record and to talk like this, even though if anyone sort of like, sees me recording like this, it's literally just me talking to my laptop with a mic. So I'm not really sure what to say other than that, honestly. Actually, I do have questions on like what I should do in these. Of course, most podcasts are like radio, I always say radio instead of like normal radios is because I don't feel like podcasts are radios per se, but Japanese people, or at least seiyu is the Japanese for voice actress, right? So Japanese seiyus or Japanese VAs usually have their own radio or radios, and their formats are pretty much the same as you would call a podcast. And that's why I always say radio instead of radio, because radio is literally the Japanese for radio. And to be completely honest, one of the reasons also is because I like the format of their radios instead of like podcasts. The thing, I can't really say that while I rarely listen to any podcasts to begin with, but okay. My head is legit all over the place now. I am so sorry, but with radios, how they did it is that they add music, of course, right, and then intro part, and then there's like a small cut, right? There are segments, right? I feel like there's also segments as well in podcasts, but I think I've never watched a podcast from beginning to end, and I don't expect anyone to also do it with this one. Maybe they will, for the ones that like to listen to podcasts and whatnot. Maybe they just put this in the background and then let it play while they, for example, cook or read. Which, why would you listen to a podcast while you're reading? That's crazy work. That is crazy talent, by the way, if you do that. But yeah, I would imagine, because I do that also while cooking. I listen to radios when I cook sometimes, but yeah. The segments and whatnot, I'm not sure what to do currently. Again, like I said, guests and whatnot, they will, eventually, if this ever gets, enough attention, or like I actually do want, and have topics to discuss and whatnot. I've also sort of asked a few of my friends on, like, if you were to listen to a podcast or whatever, what would you want to listen, or what would be the reason why you even listen in the first place? And some have said, or like some of the answers that are apparent or stood out is that topic, like what's being discussed in the podcast, and I guess that's it. I guess that's it. Yeah. The thing is, though, I never really have like a clear sort of vision for these. Like, again, like I think I've said it before in the pilot episode, but I've tried to do this since I think since I played like Call of Duty Black Ops 2, so that was like 2014, 2015 maybe. The game was released in 2012, but it was around 2014 and 2015 when I was sort of here and there with YouTube videos, with ideas, with meeting new people and friends and stuff like that. And it was at that point as well where my English was starting to get better and better. slowly but surely, because I pretty much have an infinite amount of practice. Did I just say have? I had an infinite amount of practice where there was this one person at school where I talked to. This person was half. So the only languages they could speak was actually English for some reason. They were also Indonesian, but I think, I mean, you know, their household was like, is it like, it's maybe it's not forced, but it's just like a habit, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, I had to thank them for that. Thank you. I'm not sure if, I mean, you know what? Why am I even saying they? I should just say she. I should just say her. I should just say her. Yeah, like I really need to thank her for that in the school days. I think she's doing okay. I'm not sure. I don't talk to her anymore. But yeah. Yeah, like I don't really have anything to sort of like what is it? A specific goal for this. Again, it's just fun for me and stuff like that. And I want to try to make up segments, stuff like that. I really do. Okay, one of the things that I really wanted to do, or like make a segment in these, is where a segment where I read comments and then I discuss stuff. Like, it doesn't have to be a question. It really does not have to be a question. It can just literally be like a statement, like, for example, I like bread, or stuff like that. Anything. And I would just comment in and, like, for example, you know, give a shout out and stuff like that. I feel like, okay, I just talked a bit too quick there. I'm sorry. Should I reiterate what I just said? Maybe give a shout out to the person that commented, and then read the comments, and then discuss the comment, or like comment on the comment, you know, stuff like that. I feel like that's fun. I feel like that would be really nice to do. And again, like I said in the pilot episode as well, I really like interacting with people, at least through the screen, because I'm an introvert and I don't like people. I'm so sorry. But hey, sometimes it gets to the point where, like, I go out, I see one friend, I wave, and then I instantly regret waving, and it's like, why did I do that? Why did I go out? I want to go home immediately. I do not want to interact, when I just said that I like interacting. Yeah. I think for now, I would put like a sort of small jingle to sort of take inspiration from radios that I listen to, and then, like, what is it? Sort of transition to the next segment and whatnot to sort of flow it better. But yeah, I guess because this is the first ever time I'm doing this. What do they even say in radios? I forgot. Oh yeah. So yeah, with that said, I will be waiting for your comments for the next episode. Recently, I've gotten a few compliments here and there, which is crazy. Like, I got them out of nowhere. I would want to guess, or my only guess is that because I'm using an actual microphone and not like a headset microphone when I'm playing Valorant. But at the same time, I've had this, I've been using this mic for a long while, and I never really get anyone saying that, which is crazy. But when I got to Japan, there were a few times when people just say, "Wow, your voice sounds really good," you know. Some, actually a select few have said, "Oh, are you using a mic? It sounds really good," and stuff like that. Which, of course, that makes a lot of sense, right? But at the same time, of course, it makes me happy, right? But yeah, like it's just pretty interesting for me, the fact that I get that compliment. I'm just happy. That's why I'm sort of saying it, sort of telling it here. But the thing that I want to sort of try in this podcast episode currently is the fact that there's this sort of I wouldn't say trend, right? But there's like this post where, or accounts, I guess, where they post videos or reels of themselves just talking, and some just don't show their faces. It's just a blob of text with them sort of reading the lines. And I really want to try, at least for one time, like once, and yes, and I will do it this time, first time, okay, and hopefully it goes well. We'll put the sort of source of it in the description of this video. I'm pretty sure I'm only gonna upload this on YouTube and not on, like, say, Spotify. Maybe in the future, but for now it's all on YouTube. That's why I can still put stuff in the description. But yeah, that's nothing. 3, 2. Why am I counting down? I'm sorry. Okay. 人間関係なんて難しい。気を使っても誤解されることもあるし、大切に思っていてもうまく伝わらないこともある。でもさ、人を思う気持ちはさ、嘘じゃない。傷ついたっても、ただただ優しかっただけの証拠なんだよ。はい、ありがとうございました。どうでしたか？ How was it? I feel like I needed a bit more emotion put in, but at the same time, I feel like that's also because it's not coming from me. Again, I took it from a video I saw, from an account I saw, which is, she's really good at that. Don't get me wrong. But yeah, I feel like the way I did it, there's like not enough emotion, or like not enough. I feel like because it's my first time, it feels a bit rushed in a way, but yeah, maybe I can sort of improve on that later down the line if I decide to make those things, which is not hard at all actually, but you know, yeah, who knows. It feels nice to do that though. It feels sort of the word that popped up in my head is a bit over exaggerated, which is liberating. But yeah, some have also sort of pointed out that my voice would sound different. For example, when I'm speaking in Indonesian, or when I'm speaking in English, and when I'm speaking in Japanese, I feel like that also comes down to, like, what is it? There's also a saying that people say for people that can speak multiple languages, right? Each language has their own personality. And I think currently the language that's easiest for me to express myself, to explain things, is English for some weird reason. Maybe it's because I've been learning English since kindergarten, but think at the end of the day, I think it's also because my environment sort of enables that, where I do not watch any Indonesian content. The only Indonesian content that I've ever watched is, was when I was in junior high school, and there was the very, very popular TV program, On the Spot. It's called On the Spot, and Opera Van Java. If you guys are, what is it? What's the word I'm looking for? Oh, there we go. If you guys are familiar, there we go. If you guys are familiar with that, yeah, those are pretty much my bread and butter. Back when I was in junior high school, I would just, eat dinner right in front of the TV, turn on Trans 7, right? And then just watch On the Spot, and then Opera Van Java, and then go to sleep. That's literally my daily routine. Do you even call nighttime routine daily? Or, yeah, I don't know. But yeah, that's just, I get reminded of those days. But yeah, that's why I just don't really feel like I'm able to express myself better in Indonesian, even though I am Indonesian. Some people have also pointed out that it's weird for that to be the case, but I feel like in this day and age, sort of normal. Even though for me, for someone who has been like this from the very beginning, I say I'm that old. Sometimes pretty weird to listen to Indonesians talk in English, because there are still stereotypes where they would say, oh, if you speak in English, you're just, arrogant. You're not, you don't like Indonesia. While that is true, it doesn't sort of you can't just brush us off as a non-Indonesian just because we can speak English better than you, okay? But yeah, like these days, I feel like English has been sort of, I don't know, like it's more used these days, which is a good thing, I guess. Hopefully it is a good thing. I don't want it to be a bad thing. But yeah, I guess that's it for this episode. I feel a bit bitter now from all this talking. But yeah, I'm not sure how many of you guys are still listening to this to the very end. If you did, I appreciate you, and I thank you for listening to this episode. I'm hoping that I can speak and have more interesting topics later down the line, not just next episode. And yeah, I think I will also be implementing an idea of mine for this podcast, beginning on the next episode. But yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's it. How many times am I gonna say that's it? Alright. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. Thank you guys so much for listening or watching. Either way, I appreciate you. It has been Sage. And I will see you guys later.